guys, so sometimes some of the more complex questions and also a lot of questions ask you to calculate things as a percentage of a year, and sometimes that you need to know that. So for example, if you got the 61 days, what's that as a percentage of a year? And sometimes that you would need to know that, okay, because if you remember this formula, I equals P times R times T, this term is always in relation to years, okay? So sometimes 61 days is obviously not a year because we know there's 365 days in a year, okay? So then we'd obviously need to write that in the form of a decimal, okay? So in order for us to do that, we would go, okay, well 61, okay, divided by, and how many days are there in a year? So 365. So there's 61 days here, and what we want to know is that as a percentage of a year, okay, and we know that there's 365 days in a year. So if we did that, so 61 divided by 365 equals, okay, it equals 0.1 to the nearest decimal, 17. Okay, so the decimal 0.17. Now as a percentage, that would also equal 17%. But for the purpose here, say if a person had invested something, or had invested their money for 61 days, we would need to know how to convert that into a decimal when we're doing our formula. Now 3 hours, for example, as a percentage of a day, well, okay, we've got 3 hours here, and then we have to think, well, how many hours are in a day? 24. Okay, and what is 3 divided by 24? Well, we have got 0.125. Once again, that is the decimal, but we could also convert that into a percentage, which would be 12.5%. Let's do another one. So if, for example, you're probably going to mostly get ones in relation to months, days, and years. Okay, so if, for example, someone said that they invested their money for 17 months, all right, so the term was 17 months. Once again, we can't write I equals P times R times T, and then the term, we can't just write 17. We have to write that as a decimal in relation to years. So we'd go 17 months, and how many months are in a year? 12 equals, okay, say hello. So we're going to go 17 divided by 12, and that equals 1.42. So 1.42. Okay, so that is our decimal. So therefore here, if you've got a question like that where it says 17 months, what was the term? You'd say, well, 1.42. And 17 months in relation to a year is 142% of a year, because remember that 1 equals 100%. 0.42 equals 42%. So there, when we have 1.42, that equals 142%. So 17 months is 142% of a year, 12 months. Cool, okay, bye.